everyone, and welcome to another episode of
Make It Memorable. Today we'll be teaching you how to have a conversation at a 5-course dinner. Hey guys, I just got invited to a 5-course meal, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty nervous. So I reached out to my friend Daniela to get some tips from her and see what she has to say.
Well, I'm so excited that you actually wanted to learn a little bit about this. It's so funny because so many people have this same nervousness and anxiety when it comes to having some type of dinner event. So if that's you and you're a little nervous, you're in good company. Let me tell you a little secret. I get scared too. Let me say that one more time in case you didn't hear me. I get scared too. That's my little secret, right? So most people think, oh my gosh, you're so outgoing. You speak in front of groups all the time. There's no way you could feel nervous. But I actually always experience a little bit of fear and anxiety in going into those environments. And being able to take control of the conversation and understand how to have great conversations in a dinner event began to give me my power back. And it helped me to feel like I can actually do this. So I love to share some things with you so that you can feel more comfortable, so you can have your power and you can really make a good impact when you go to your dinners. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I just really don't know where to begin.
Well, that's a great one, right? It's like, okay, there's this whole table, usually about 8 people sitting at the same table. So when it comes to etiquette, the rule is that you usually have your conversation starting to the right of you.
Okay.
So you talk to the person that's to the right of you, and then halfway through the meal, the host will then switch the conversation to the left. So that's a good rule of thumb in trying to figure out, who do I talk to? Also, our comfort zone is always to talk to the people that we know, but that tends to make people feel isolated. Think about how you feel when you're somewhere and you're the person that no one knows. So you want to take a little bit of time to get to know the people at the table that you do not know.
Got it. Yeah, so the next question I had was, I don't know what to talk about or what topic is appropriate.
That's a good one, because a lot of times we get stuck on what in the world should I talk about and what can we talk about. So the first thing that we want to begin to think about is, what are topics that we really should avoid when we're in a setting like this? You never want to offend people or make people feel uncomfortable in a dinner environment. So you always want to kind of refrain and steer away from conversations that hit things like politics, religion. Those types of deeper conversations are not really appropriate for the dinner. Key for dinner is always keep it light. And in keeping it light, one of the things that you want to do is, this is a great time to connect to who people are, what do they care about, what is important to them, and what's interesting in their lives. And so the best thing that you can do is, number one, create your list of what's interesting about you, and then create your list of questions. So first thing you want to think about is, what are some things that you're interested in knowing about other people? There's always easy questions like, well, where are you from? What's your major? Things like that. But you can always dig a little deeper. What's one of your favorite memories from when you were a kid? Or, why was it important for you to be a part of this dinner? You see how those are a lot more meaningful?
Right.
Than your just normal questions. So you really want to think about meaningful things. And then having a conversation with yourself before you have a conversation with other people will help you get comfortable. What's interesting about you? Think about, what are you interested in? What makes you really, really happy? Things like that. Those are always fun. And then that gives you something to talk about that's fresh, that's light, that's positive, but still gives you a connection. Because at the end of the day, dinner is always about connecting.
So the last question I had is how to calm my nerves if I have a little bit of anxiety going into this event.
That's a great one, and one that we don't often talk about a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I can tell you personally, I have a lot of anxiety when I go into networking events or events where I don't know people. And so there's a couple things to think through. The first one is just remembering that there are plenty of other people who are nervous as you. And so a lot of times when I go into a room, it looks like I'm just working the room. But the truth of the matter is that before I came in, I did my countdown from 10 to 1. You know, for those who may be spiritual or whatever that is, I may read a quote. You may have your favorite song to kind of help you zone in before you go. But the biggest thing is being prepared, right? So thinking about what are things that I can talk about and share? What are questions that I can genuinely ask other people to connect with them? And then also keeping in mind, once again, you're not alone in being afraid. So another thing that really helps is sometimes looking around the room and finding someone who is just as uncomfortable as you and connecting there and growing from there. So hope that was helpful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Danielle, for the tips. I feel a lot better, and I'm excited to go to this dinner now. Any last thoughts?
Well, I appreciate you asking me and just being able to share a little bit with you and, with our audience. And so I just want to encourage you that when you're invited to that dinner, that you don't run away because it's uncomfortable. Challenge yourself to do something uncomfortable and get a new experience.
Thank you for watching this episode of Make It Memorable.
And join us on the next episode as we show you how to enjoy a 5-course dinner.